Please subscribe my channel. I didn't plan to stop at that coffee shop. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision, the kind you make when your mind is racing louder than the noise on the street. I got a coffee, turned to face the window, and that's when I spotted her, my wife, Emily, sitting just 3 tables over. She was laughing, leaning close, and gently touching another man's hand, like it was completely normal. My heart squeezed tight, but I kept my expression steady. 17 years of marriage had taught me how to hide hurt right out in the open. The guy sitting with her wasn't someone from work or a business contact. I could tell right away. The way she tilted her head and smiled. It wasn't just friendly. She hadn't seen me yet. I stood there watching for a full minute, every moment burning into my brain. Then I got up, walked past their table like I didn't know her, and quietly placed a folded napkin next to her coffee cup. She looked down, puzzled. When she unfolded it and read the message, "Don't come home tonight," her eyebrows lifted slowly. Then she gave a little smirk, and that smirk said it all. She didn't look surprised or scared. She looked like she found it funny. That felt like the first real stab. She glanced up and finally noticed me standing there, not looking guilty or sorry, just amused. The man with her saw the change and said something quiet. She leaned in, whispered something back, and laughed. She actually laughed. I stood there like a fool, unseen in her embarrassment but painfully obvious in her lack of respect. Then she did something that made me feel sick. She reached over the table and kissed him slowly on purpose while staring right at me the whole time. It wasn't a quick kiss. It was a show, a clear message. People around us noticed. One woman let out a soft gasp. A barista stopped in his tracks. Emily pulled away, wiped her lipstick off his cheek, and shrugged at me like I was just a small bother. Then she mouthed the words, "You don't own me." That was the instant something inside me went quiet. No anger, no yelling, just clear thinking. I nodded once, turned, and left the shop. She probably thought she had won something there. She had no clue she had just given me everything I needed. I didn't head straight home. I parked a couple blocks away and sat quietly in the car, hands calm, heart cold as ice. The embarrassment didn't scream. It was sharp and exact, and so was what I did next. I called my lawyer first. Not the next day, not later, right away. I sent over screenshots, bank records, and pictures I'd quietly collected over the past 6 months. I hadn't said anything to her earlier because I wanted solid proof, not empty words. Then I called the real estate agent. The house wasn't really shared, it was legally in my name, something she'd forgotten once she quit acting. I opened my phone and sent one text, "Locks change tonight." After that, I called the bank and froze our shared account. I canceled the credit card she liked to use so much. Every move was steady, thoughtful, and permanent. While she enjoyed wine with the guy who thought he'd hit the jackpot, I was taking apart the life she had stopped appreciating. She thought that napkin note was me threatening her. It wasn't. It was just a polite heads up, a warning she laughed off. And people who laugh at warnings usually don't like what comes next. 2 hours later, my phone rang. It was Emily. I let it go to voicemail. Another call, then a text. Cute note. "I'll come home when I'm ready." I didn't respond. Instead, I filed for divorce online. She got the notice before they even finished dinner. 10 minutes later, my phone blew up. Calls, voicemails, sudden panic in her voice. She hadn't expected me to act. She only expected to smooth things over. But control breaks easily when it's based on disrespect. I watched the security cameras as the locksmith wrapped up. New keys, new codes, the house. My safe place was secure. Her clothes were packed in boxes. Jewelry listed carefully, everything done neatly. No shouting, no dramatic payback, just getting things handled. That night, after midnight, she showed up. I saw on the camera as she tried the door. Once, twice, then banging harder. She pounded and yelled my name, Mark. She made threats. Lights turned on in neighboring houses. The woman who had smirked in the coffee shop now looked out of control on a porch that wasn't hers anymore. Her phone kept lighting up. Open the door. "We need to talk." I finally texted back. "There's nothing to talk about." She tried guilt, then rage, then crying. I didn't reply anymore. I slept better that night than I had in a long time. The next morning, her mom called, then her sister, then friends we both knew. Emily told them I'd gone crazy and overreacted, but the papers showed the real truth. Evidence has a way of quieting lies. By midday, opinions started changing. Support for her dried up. Her bold move in the coffee shop had witnesses. Pictures got shared around. The man she kissed was married too. His wife, Sarah, called me herself and thanked me. That afternoon, my soon-to-be ex posted a vague saying about freedom on social media. The replies weren't nice. People don't cheer for meanness when it's out in the open. She confused getting attention with having power. She confused my quiet with being weak. Now she was finding out the truth. 3 days later, she waited for me outside my office in Seattle. No crowd this time, just pure desperation. She said the kiss didn't mean anything. The smirk was an error. The guy was just mixed up. I listened without cutting in. Then I gave her copies of the frozen bank account, the house title, and the court date. Her legs gave way a little. She whispered, "You planned all this?" I nodded and said, "I got ready for the truth. This hurts you more than any shouting would have." She pleaded, offered counseling, swore she'd change. I told her honestly, "You weren't truthful when you thought I didn't know. Why trust you now?" She cried. I left. Being truly disgusting isn't only about cheating. It's about mocking the person you hurt while thinking you're safe from consequences. She wasn't safe. She was reckless. And recklessness costs you. The divorce went quickly. No big courtroom fight, just signing papers and quiet. She lost the house in Portland, the money, the friend she thought would side with her. The guy from the coffee shop disappeared as soon as things got real. That's how it often goes. She texted me one last time. "I didn't think you'd really go through with it." That said it all. She never believed I'd put myself first. That was her biggest error, not the affair, not the kiss, but assuming she knew my boundaries. People who guess your limits often go too far. And when you step away calmly instead of exploding, they freak out because calm means you're truly finished. Months later, I walked past that same coffee shop again. Same seats, same big window, but a whole new chapter for me. I didn't go inside. I didn't need to tie up loose ends. Needing closure is something people hold onto when they won't face facts. I had acceptance, calm, and control. She sent one last email asking if we could talk like grown-ups. I never answered. Grown-ups don't smirk while breaking trust. Grown-ups don't put on a show of betrayal for others to see. Grown-ups know some doors shut softly and stay shut forever. People still ask how I kept so cool through it all. The answer is easy. I stopped caring for the version of her that was never real. The woman in the coffee shop wasn't a sudden change. She was finally shown for who she is. And when someone reveals themselves without any regret, trust them. I didn't win by embarrassing her. I won by leaving with my head high, proof in hand, and my future safe. That napkin note wasn't payback. It was kindness. I gave her a way to walk away quietly. She decided to make it messy. She decided to smirk. And in doing that, she finished us, not with fireworks or big scenes, but with a decision she can't take back. Some people find cheating thrilling. They don't see how awful it appears once everything is clear. And by the time they do see, it's almost always too late.